Peace, this is King Noble Black Supremacy. And with this particular video, I want to talk about the cult of psychology. Psychology is the original cult. It's the cult of all cults. It's the mother of cults. Psychology is a form of mind control that has been placed over the masses of people. The masses of people are under the spell of what we call psychology. Psychology is the illusion that the mind has a shape or a mold that is optimal or that is normal, and that the mind could be understood by other minds who study the mind in order to help evaluate, assess, or repair the mind. I'm telling you in this video, psychology does not exist, and that it is a religion and is a belief system. And the belief system is way more pervasive than any other religion in the United States of America. It pervades all manners and all aspects of society. Everybody believes that they're walking around with a psychology, and they believe that the people that they know and that they experience have a psychology. Psychology deals with the psyche, or the study of the mind. Yet scientists have went into the brain and they have never found a mind. They have never found the root or source of the psyche. They don't know where it exists at all. They can only tell you that you have a psyche, and this is how your psyche operates. You believe you have a psychology. If your psychology is off, you are considered crazy or insane. So our ability to assess this unseen thing called the mind determines whether we think a person is sane or insane, mentally stable or unstable. Our psychology, our belief in psychology, makes us question ourselves. The question of a self produces a self that is more unstable than the self that questioned it produced. The self-questioning caused by psychology, the thing called psychology, is what contributes to instability in our society. Meaning that we'll have people that will be considered sane. We have more people that will be considered sane if we didn't have psychology. If we didn't believe in psychology. You have people who think that they're outside of you and that they are objective and that you're the subject. And then they can assess your mental state separate of their own mental state. They don't realize that their experience of you is a projection, that they're just projecting themselves onto you, and who that they are is intertwined within your existence. And truly, they really don't know where their psychology ends and your psychology begins, particularly when they're interfacing with you. So by evaluating your psychology, they're actually simultaneously evaluating their own psychology. And for one person to be crazy, it'd have to be two people that are crazy. And that the perception of the craziness of another person is but a crazy perception of the person who perceives. What am I saying here? Psychology is an illusion. It's massive mind control to create self-doubt in the masses of people. The type of self-doubt that makes them consumers. The type of self-doubt that makes them fall in line with governments and corporations, makes them victims of the control of powers outside of themselves, because they want to stay in sync. It's a type of thing that makes them feel separate from other people. Like when they first meet a person, their first question is this person crazy or not? Or what is their psychology? So now it makes them separate themselves from other beings. And in some cases, act inhumane to other people based on their belief in psychology. This is the type of thing that happens with people who believe in psychology. It's been set up to massively manipulate the masses of people. We talk about cults and cult leaders and everybody being a part of a cult. And what is a cult? Psychology is the originator of all cults. It defines narcissism. It defines egotism. And it creates every problem mentally, every construct that would make someone benefit from what they have defined as a narcissist or egoist, which is someone who can help them with their psychology. Because every cult just attempts to help other people dealing with whatever problems that they may have internally with their spiritual journey and their self-realization, their understanding of God or their existence in the universe. Cults tend to answer these types of questions. But who started these questions? Who told these people that they even have a self that must be evaluated, that there's them and themselves, and that they have this thing called psychology that they carry around with them, that's really who they are, which they need to evaluate and go within, and they need to fix and understand. Somebody told them that they have a psychology, and the person that told them that created it, making them victims of anybody who could give them answers, of anybody who could provide a service or a product to help them deal with this thing that somebody told them that they had, but you can't see it with a microscope. You can't quantify it physically. And the craziest thing about psychology is all the studies that they do on psychology, it doesn't do anything for the people that are deemed the craziest. All psychologists can say is, hey, we didn't understand. If you look at serial killers and mass murderers who seem to kill for absolutely no reason, and you go ask the psychologist why they did that, the psychologist will tell you, hey, we have no idea. So that shows that they don't understand the parameters of the human mind or how it operates. So they don't understand the craziest of people in society, but they understand you. And I'm telling you, all the psychologists actually understand is how to keep you in control. It's how to keep you within the box and the parameters of this society mentally, to keep you within a social framework that they engineered. See, that's what they understand. That's why psychology was invented, to keep you within the frameworks that they invented, so that you could perceive pain and perceive pleasure based upon the construct that they invented, so that you would stay within the fold of their society. See, they don't need religion. They don't need guns. They just have you believe in psychology, and your whole understanding of yourself or measurement of your experience of life will be based on a construct that they created. So you're actually in the matrix of their psychology. It's a matrix that they have created. So everything you do will make you assess your sanity or insanity based on their definition. That now you believe that you can even be insane, and that you could be anything other than just but human, of just some unique manifestation of humanity. Now you believe that. You believe that you can be sane or insane, and that you have a psychology and pain, and you need to heal, and you have trauma, and these different things happen to you, and they get stuck in this space within your consciousness that you can't even find. That cannot be identified. They've not found the source or the origin. They want to tell you that. So it's not been used to help or heal anybody. They haven't solved the problem. But they have a lot of people believing in a construct, believing in a paradigm, and operating in a way that maintains their social constructs and have other people pushed out of these society, have other people ostracized and deemed crazy because they don't fit within the construct. But the people who are really crazy, if you do the history on them, they fall very well in the construct because their neighbors will tell them, oh, these were very good people. They never bothered anybody. I don't have no idea. I don't understand how they just committed all these murders and did all this crazy shit. They seem normal to me. So the normal person is more dangerous than that which is considered abnormal. So it's not about what's dangerous. It's not about what's really scary. It's about what falls within the construct of society and what doesn't. What falls within the comfortable perception of society and what doesn't. What fits into the human form system and what doesn't. Psychology is an illusion. It is a belief system and a construct that's been set up to keep the masses of human beings under a particular type of mind control that makes them self-check themselves and makes them assess others who may be different and creative or more spontaneous or just unique entities. Now they're being assessed as being crazy. The most revolutionary and radical individuals in the society are being looked at as crazy to keep society a certain way, to keep you within a box, to keep certain people within a box, to keep things within a box, to keep the human farm going. They have created that psychology to manipulate you and play games on you. They've been tricking you with that, telling you that you have a psychology, that you're not a whole and complete entity in every moment of your existence, that you're carrying around something called the psychology or psyche. That this is not a spontaneous, self-regenerating, self-created, self-expressed reality that you live in. So they've created an illusion of who you are, making you believe that that is you, to the point that the real being that you are, you don't even deal with it. You can't even deal with it. This King Noble Black Supremacy. Join my website, www.kingnobleuncensored.com. Donate and don't hate.